Don.
Hey, Keith.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good, Don. How was your day so far?
Good. Good. Yeah, it's a beautiful day here.
Wonderful, Don. Wonderful, Don. So, Don, your debut album, self-titled album, was out on May 4th.
Yes.
So,
The
I
new
mean,
band.
yeah. So, can you tell me about the songwriting and production behind this beautiful new album?
Well, basically, we started out with a one song. Yeah, we're in the pandemic. We're all stranded at home. Let's do something, together, and did it online. And we did a remake of a song that we had done in the previous band, DDrive, called Pray for Tomorrow. Kind of an acoustic. It was supposed to be an acoustic cutout of it. And we finished it. It came out great, and it was dedicated to all the hospital workers, first responders that were going nuts, and the whole deal there. And we decided after that came out that we should write a couple more. So we wrote seven more, and decided it should be an album. And we tried to like use a couple songs off of previous albums because our singer got sick in the middle of it, and the rest of the story. Breaks my heart to even talk about it, but and we ended up drawing a couple songs from my second solo album. We did Build My Castle. We remade that one. We did a cover version of Hey Bulldog by the Beatles. As Ziggy said, we figured they needed the royalties. And which other ones? Oh, we did one with my buddy Lou Graham. That was off of that album. He had helped me out and did a little bit of co-writing with me. He was in between Foreigner projects and his solo thing, and he decided to jump on board, and we used one of those songs too as well.
Amazing. Amazing,
But
Don.
the writing was basically used to be Phil and I for all the songs, and we'd have other people sit in on it. But for this one, we had a new keyboard player, Eric Bieber,
Yeah.
who's an excellent classical piano player, guitar player, and he wanted to do some writing, and it was like, okay, let's do it. And he ended up writing about, I think, three or four of the songs with Phil and our producer Steve Major in Toronto, and it compiled into a pretty nice record.
Amazing, amazing. And did you put some kind of concept into this album, or is just songs that were written?
Not the whole album, but the main thread of what turned out to be the album was the singer's life's journey and what he wanted to say before he left. There's a few songs in there. If you listen to the words closely, it's like, whoa. Yep, there's some heavy ideas there, and it's still, a lot of it's up tempo, upbeat rock and roll, but there's a couple of ballads that portrayed what he was going through, and he put it into words very eloquently and sang it great.
Amazing, amazing. And recently you released the video for Pray for Tomorrow, an amazing song. It touches hearts of people all over the world. I have to be honest with you. Great song, great way of making that video. And it has a great meaning deep, deep, deep inside of it. So can you tell me a bit about the songwriting and the making of the video?
The we originally had done the song earlier on in D Drive, and it did really well. We had like one of those really high end videos done for it, and we rented it out at church, and we actually had three churches license the song so they could use it for their purposes, and they helped, sponsored us for the video. This one is a couple excerpts out of that, and some new stuff, some new footage, different footage of Phil and everybody in the band that played on this version of it. But yeah, that song is we've had records out with some real big stars like Lou Gramm and Billy Sheehan, and nothing ever touched what that one song did to us. I mean, we got a lot of good comments, and thank you for yours. Really greatly appreciated.
Thank you, Don. And this song in particular, you have given the license for the victims of Ukraine to support them. And how is this charity thing going on? Has this been helpful for the people?
It's basically anything that's purchased, or the views on YouTube or anywhere where it's being looked at. All the funds, if there are any, are going towards the people in the Ukraine to help them out. And we're doing all we can here in this country too. My sister just adopted a whole family from their husband and wife and their two little twin children, and she owns some property she manages, and she set them up, got them all taken care of. We've been getting bedding and helping them get established here, because they basically had nothing. It was really sad.
True. And John, talking about this album again, 13 amazing, mind-blowing songs, beautifully done, amazing songwriting. I am totally in love with this album. Great work from you guys. And thank you for this great music. And it's a real pleasure to listen to the band and to the beautiful music. So as a band, how do you feel about the outcome?
We feel great. I mean, this album took us about a year to record, because it was all remote and we couldn't really be together to do it like as most bands would want. And we were very proud. A lot of the credit goes to our producer in Toronto, Steve Majors, who does some guitar work on there. He's a great guitar player, and an amazing musician in general. He did on the earlier DDrive. He used to do keyboards and bass and the whole thing. But he helped us meld the ideas into a really good, nice, flowing album. And it was a lot of fun. I mean, there's some more, like ballady stuff on there that touches your heart and does different things to make you think about life and the world in general. But if you listen well, my favorite songs on here are like Sit Up, Better Than I Used to Be. It's and they're more up tempo, looking towards the positive end of, outcomes and different situations where it could be a lot worse. And trying to think the other ones. I mean, it was just a fun album to do. We touched a lot of different areas, like with Blood Moon.
Yeah.
That was actually going to be the title of the album before MIG picked it up.
Mhm.
And we had a whole cover design. We were going to put it out ourselves, and then we heard MIG was interested, and we said, "Okay, scrap that. Go with whatever they want to go with, because they're a good company and they want to get behind it." And it was kind of a labor of love near the end, because we were having problems with Phil's estate and being able to release it without anybody getting sued or bad feelings with his family. And we wanted to make it right. And thanks to our keyboard player, once again, he kind of had a really good lawyer that jumped in and helped out, and he made sure all the T's were crossed and dotted lines and everything was good. And it took like 6 to 8 months after we wanted to release it to get it out. And MIG was a godsend, because they stood right with us. I mean, any other label would have just said, "Well, nah, this is taking too long, and you don't even have your original singer anymore." And it's like they would have balked. But these guys jumped behind us and trusted us to find someone that could do it from here and make it work. And when they saw the results, it took us a few singers, but we finally found one, a young guy, Marino, and he's great. Phil would love this guy. He's like him, great singer, great songwriter. He plays saxophone on Crazy in Love. Did you hear that song?
Yep.
He plays the sax part in that, and the buddy of mine that did it here, Jimmy Richmond, he's an amazing sax player, great writer. But Iggy plays that and does a little solo in the spot and with a lot of heart, and he pulls it off eloquently.
Amazing, amazing, Don.
It is. I never thought it would happen. I figured we were just going to put out the album and go, nah, it was good, but we can't recreate it.
Amazing. And how did DDrive turn to Lips Turn Blue? How did this process happen, and why did you choose a different name for this project now?
It ended up changing because there's a band in Japan that's been around for, I think, since probably 2008, and DDrive was around, and they have the name DDrive, and they're a really great band. They have this girl, Yuki, that is like world-renowned shredder. This girl plays her pretty little butt off, and she looks beautiful. and they've over the years they've tried to buy the DDrive.com from us, and we said no, it's okay. You be DDrive in Japan, and you'll probably get bigger than us, but we don't care. We want to keep it, and we still own it till this day. But the label stepped in and said, we don't want to compete with this. You guys are a bunch of old, rockers except for the singer, and you're doing a whole different type of music than prog metal rock. It's not going to happen. So they went out and they searched for a name, and I think our manager Bruce Pilato came up with the Lips Turn Blue name, and Phil and everybody in the band said, yeah, sounds good to me, LTB.
Yeah. Amazing. And how is the touring plan looks for the band now?
It doesn't look real good with the aftermath of this pandemic. We're getting spot dates here and there. A lot of people want to get us there, but they're committed to all the bands they had to cancel during the pandemic and get them in first, for one. And then the money situation is like, okay, we're an unknown band at this point. We don't draw 10,000 people or 5,000 people unless they really plug it and put marketing on it. So we're gonna be doing like spot dates, like just fly dates. We did one in Rochester, we did one in Phoenix for a release show at the Musical Instrument Museum. And we're planning more, probably for the end of summer, early fall, going into fall later in the year. And hopefully by then things will start opening up in the US and North America. And when we get into next year, we're hoping to go over to Europe and do the spring and summer festivals.
Amazing.
Hopefully we get some airplay. I know we got a lot of people out there like you that love it, that are spreading the word. So it's like, throwing copper. We're gonna try to make it happen.
Amazing, Don. And how do you look into the future of the band?
I'm really optimistic. Future looks bright for this band now. I wasn't too excited about it after Phil left and we were looking for new singers, but now that we have someone that has the same heart and soul to put into it, and seems like the unit's working very well together, because we want to maintain all the good elements from DDrive, which was the anthem rock, heavier stuff, delving into anything from punk to Celtic to metal, blended in with our kind of melodic rock stuff that we do. And now that we have the addition of our keyboard player, we have a huge addition with a lot of great ballads and tunes that more along the line of Yes and things like that, that we were always into too, and would love to do it. We don't want to be Yes, but their influence on us has been just as present as, Hendrix, Zeppelin,
Yeah.
Free, any of the other bands that we kind of listen to, and we go, yep, I want to write something that good.
Amazing. And I believe you guys are doing totally awesome music. Great work. Again, I have to be honest with you. Thank you so much again. And would you like to share some of the great moments that has happened over the years for you?
Probably one of the best ones was it wasn't with this band. It was playing with my youngest son Donald at his eighth grade talent show. Doesn't seem like much when you played in front of 100,000 people with Lou Graham, but that was a show I'll never forget because it was it was people that were going to see a live band for the first time ever. I didn't even play guitar. I played bass, and I had one of my students playing guitar, and my son was singing. And we had this drummer that was first drummer in DDrive, Joe Lana, playing drums. And it was just 500 screaming kids. It was like watching the Beatles at Shea Stadium, and we got it all on film. If you go to my YouTube channel, you can see it. It's called Donnie's eighth grade talent show, and it's hilarious. We only did one song. We brought the house down.
Oh,
But
that's
I think
amazing.
the other ones, as of late, I played the festival in Jamaica with Lou, which was a real honor. And I also played the International Jazz Festival in Rochester with Phil doing D Drive and my solo stuff. They slotted out a stage for us on one of the nights, and they had us in and let us do all of our originals. I mean, we did something from every one of the 5 albums, plus a lot of my solo stuff, which I had never gotten to do with any band. So it was exciting, and we have a DVD of it online over at Bandcamp.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. And do you plan to make more videos from this album in the coming days?
Yes. Yeah, I was just reading my email before I got on, and they want to get at least lyric videos done to Blood Moon.
Mhm.
Miles Away, I guess, is getting airplay in Europe now, which is great. That's a great song. We're gonna get one for that, and I'm sure they'll keep coming. One or two at a time. We're gonna keep video because nowadays, a lot of people, they don't even own CD players. They buy it online. Then when they want to watch something, they'd rather watch a video of it and listen to it on their stereo at home. It's like, gotta have it.
Amazing. Amazing. And the future albums, what will be the plans like? Do you be choosing the same kind of genre that you're currently doing, or you will be doing more experimentation to the music in the future?
It's going to be the same genre as far as kind of 70s to modern hard melodic rock, and we'll be definitely changing the MO a little bit with the addition of the new singer and our keyboard player being involved in the writing, so it won't be just all straightforward rockers, and it'll get into a lot of the same stuff we did before as far as some funk and some blues. It's all R&B based to that, at that point. But yeah, it's not going to really change direction all that much. I
Mhm.
think it's just going to be, hopefully it's just as great as this record, and has a new fingerprint on it with the same direction.
Wonderful, Don. And Don, finally, what would be the message that you want to deliver to the fans around the world and for the people who are new to Lipstone Blue?
Well, it's definitely something you have to listen to. It's got great hooks that you will never forget, and you'll probably be singing until you hear something else on it. And Message is peace. Peace, love, and music. I know I sound like a 60s hippie, but
Yeah,
I think that's what this world needs right now is someone to like kick the daylights out of that statement and start to spread the word so that some people that are being a little bit greedy and you know stupid should maybe figure out a way to mind their manners and their business.
absolutely, Don, absolutely. And Don, I want to thank you so much for giving me today this wonderful opportunity to meet you and have this great interview with you. It's a real pleasure and honor for me. And thank you for the
Was
amazing music. It's a real pleasure to listen to your music. And thanks again. And looking forward for more music from Lifton Blue.
Thank you very much. It was an honor doing it. It was nice to meet you, Keith.
Thank
Hope
you.
we get to meet again sometime live.
Absolutely, Don. Absolutely, Don. Take care of yourself and have a great day out there.
You too.
Bye.
Bye bye.